In this video, I want to cover, it's based on a dream that I had about a couple of days ago, 3 or 4 days ago. And it was of this guy who was sharing his testimony. Notice I'm using the term testimony. So Christians are familiar with that term. And immediately when you hear the word testimony, your guard begins to drop. And your spirit become receptive. He was giving his testimony. And a lot of people were flocking towards him to listen to this guy dressed in white, giving his testimony. A lot of people were listening to him. And then suddenly, I think in this dream, I began to listen to him. And then I says, this guy is a Muslim. He's trying to sound Christian. He's trying to, if you like, you have two dishes, masala dish, which is for the Indian taste, and then they water it down for the Western appetite. But what's happening is he started to water down the impact of what he wanted to forward in the Western world, Islam. How did he water it down? By first sounding Christian. Suiting your appetite. And then in his dream, when I found out he was a Muslim, how did he deceive people? Starting off with a testimony, not telling you that he was a Muslim. He softly, introduce his arguments as though he was praying. Didn't tell you he was a Muslim until it was too late, and already you got taken in. There's a picture of a guy, right, in a church. This actually is my Photoshop. This is what a Muslim did. Put himself in a church and says, oh, we all worship the same God. Really? And you see him looking all pious. And many Christians seen that. They fall for it. Oh God, maybe we all worship the same God. He put himself in a church. Another video I watched was this Muslim guy who showed people rising up in the sky like a rapture, mirror imaging the rapture. Catching fish, knowing full well, they look up keywords that they know that, a big thing in Christianity, rapture, etc., the resurrection. And they so badly want converts that they are willing to even parody or even imitate it in order to try to deceive people to become Muslims. So first they have pictures of them sitting in a church, praying, with the words, I love Jesus too, okay? And then they have another video clip of people rising into the sky, a so-called rapture. I did intensive research. No Muslim, it's not a Muslim theology where your body just comes off the sky and raptures itself. It's not a Muslim theology. Why then would they use it? Because this is how they try to win converts. They find out what you're into. If you mention the Illuminati, they will say there's a word in the Quran. I can't remember what the word is. And they will say, oh yes, the Quran mentions Illuminati. No, it does not. It does not. But this is how they deceive people. So they mention the rapture, even though it's not a Muslim theology. It doesn't even, it doesn't even exist in the Muslim mindset. But they're looking for converts. And they'll use the word rapture. No, this is a big thing in Christian theology. Whether it's right or wrong is immaterial. They're using it because they know it's a word that Christian uses a lot. Okay? And they have themselves praying in a church. or we worship the same God. Some of them, they didn't put themselves in a mosque, they put themselves in the church. So it's like a lamb, okay, but he has horns. He looks harmless, mirror imaging your faith. So they come, you know, they come as, what's the word Jesus used? You know, they're ravenous wolves. They come as lambs, gentle lambs, but they're ravenous wolves. It's about deception. It's not about honesty. They're using Christian imagery, Christian symbols, but really what they're doing is that they don't really believe in any of them, but rather they use them because it's nothing more than a tool to get you to become a Muslim. In this dream, this guy was talking to people. He didn't tell them he was a Muslim. He didn't tell them straight away. He waited. And all these people are listening. They're all listening. Same thing with another trick that they do now. You know, you got people on YouTube going around giving homeless people money, etc. You know, one of these pranks. Now you got Muslims now doing it. They're going around giving homeless people money, and they're saying, in Islam, this is what we do, generosity. You know, they're not original. They're not original. They're pillaging, you know, they're like vultures. They're looking at what other people are doing, okay, and then they use it for their own ends in order to promote Islam. Now what they do, they're going round, you know, giving money to homeless, and they say, oh, and then promoting the Quran at the same time. It's trickery. It's trickery, you know. And this is a new deception that they are using today by putting themselves in the tabernacle and say, oh yes, we all under the same brolly. And a lot of people, sadly, are falling for the tricks. A lot of people are falling for the deception. It really begs to differ how low they would go. You know, just for converts, how low they would go. They would use your symbols, use your metaphors. You know, it begs to differ how low they would go, how desperate. They're so desperate, you know, that they would use your symbols, use your metaphors. You know, it's shocking. It really is, you know. But sadly, a lot of people, they can't see the game, you know, the deception. Sitting in a church and saying that, oh, we worship the same God, etc. You know, and even show a picture of him inside there. This is a wolf trying to appear as lamb, putting yourself in a church and trying to pretend that, oh, you're praying in a church. And when you see that, immediately your guard starts to drop. Your guard starts to drop because you think, oh, this person is like me. This person is harmless. And this is what they're selling. I'm harmless. Trust me. I'm harmless. I'm in a church. All photoshopped, of course. All photoshopped. You know, it's a wolf trying to appear as a lamb. You know, the wolf with horns, or the lamb with horns. And this is a total deception that they are using. In my dream, when I saw that guy dressed in white and people listened to him and he was talking, he didn't tell people he was a Muslim. Why? Because he knew that people straight away asked questions for him. Instead, he looked like a lamb, looked harmless. That's part of deception. I won't do many videos in this series because my book, Islam on Trial, is due to be released shortly. So hopefully in the next 7 days. So if you enjoy this video, please don't forget to subscribe.